matter how you try to push up from down under, the answer isn't found. So you fashion a new plan for a future uncertain, like peeking through the curtain when it's dark out. You get a little mixed up, reading all the junk being passed around. You get a little talked out, waiting for the medicine to calm you down. I'd rather be kinetic. 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 Try to break the pattern, you'll do it all alone. They'll drive you from your home. So please take one step backwards and one step to the side. It's a very bumpy ride. No, nothing's really solid here, although it may appear that way. Things are gonna look different on a new day. If you wanna be a kid, look at how the kids have been leaving town. If you want to grow up, think of all the times you got pushed around. I'd rather be kinetic. 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 If you wanna be a kid, look at how the kids have been leaving town. If you wanna grow up, think of all the times you got pushed around. I'd rather be kinetic. 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 Kinetic.
not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
And now, coming to this theater, One of the most incredible stories of modern time. Zaat, Invasion of the Walking Catfish. A crazed scientist, Dr. Leopold, is convinced he can turn humans into fish. He proves it by transforming himself into a horrible, revengeful, killer fish. He creates a new deadly radioactive substance and pollutes rivers and lakes. His goal? To pollute the entire universe. Fish grow giant size and attack all human life. An entire town goes berserk in a rampage of death and violence. No one is safe. Zaat is a frightening experience.
Get the picture, Martha! Get the picture!
How could it happen? No one knows. But it did. Zaat tells it all. You won't want to miss Zaat. Positively no one admitted during the last 15 minutes.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Ooh-wee.
What's up with that?
What's up? I said, what's up with that?
With that. Ow.
Welcome, everybody. And I'm so excited for Zaat tonight. And we are, there's been some reports in the chat that this movie is painful. Guess what? It's not. It's fun. It's a walking catfish. Who's to say it couldn't happen, Bill?
It could happen, and it did happen.
Torn from the headlines.
Okay, it's real.
Yeah,
It's a documentary.
it is.
Didn't Werner Herzog did this one?
Yes. Is this our Pride movie? Is that?
Yeah. You know, it's about being your own fish.
It's about a man that identifies as catfish.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
He's literally become this other species, and the whole world is going to follow suit, apparently, because it could happen.
We show a lot of Florida movies. This is from Jacksonville. It was filmed in the same place as Revenge of the Creature, Marine Land. I mean, if you're going to film a movie about marine life, film it in Marine Land, right?
Yeah. You know, I'm playing with all these overlays, and they're old.
Yeah.
They don't fit anymore.
Yeah.
It's funny,
it mostly played its area, Bill. Aquarius Releasing, as I'm sure you'll say, got a copy, and their former employee Ron Harvey told Fangoria it was one of the all-time releases they ever had. It lasted 1 day until we pulled the picture. It did about $200 on 42nd Street. It is not a 42nd Street film. I think it's more of a regional drive-in movie. So that's what I like about it.
I couldn't see anybody being excited about this. It's not the kind of movie that you watch because you're into gore or you want to see something really transgressive. This is more like a 50s sci-fi.
Yeah.
It is literally like a 50s, except it was made in 71.
Even the scientist has a 50s sci-fi name, Dr. Kurt Leopold. That sounds so AIP.
I know. Right? What the fuck?
He takes the formula Zaat and becomes the Zaat. I love that they're like, what should we call this creature? And someone's like, how about Zaat? And they're like, yes, let's do it.
Well, it just happened that way, you know.
Yeah.
That's the name of his formula, ZAAT.
Yeah.
whatever. It's all very scientific, okay? And don't expect us to be able to explain it to any of you.
It's got a little, I guess, a little Jaws, maybe a little tiny bit, with the cops
Jaws.
the cop and the scientist trying to find it. There's also a government group coming after him. Oh, it, and amphibians on. Bill, what's your favorite amphibian on the Loose movie? If you had to choose, you don't have.
Uh, uh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. Probably humanoids from the deep.
I was gonna say, I bet it's humanoids.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah,
Because I think that's like that's actually the best movie out of that subgenre, I guess. But probably, my other favorite, and it's not a very well realized monster, but I happen to love the movie, is Bog.
yeah. Slithis is good too.
Slithis. Yeah, that costume was a lot better than Bog, I have to
Yeah,
say. Although Bog had one really great scene where you couldn't really remember when it's in Gloria DeHaven's office or like
yeah,
whatever that place is where they have it with a fishing net over it and they think that's going to be able to hold it. And you can see parts of it moving. It looks like an actual fish up close.
yeah.
That's the one movie like where the close-ups were a lot better than when you saw the monster from a distance.
I was on the Watchers podcast this week, and I discovered that the
Yeah.
director of Deathstalker actually directed all the assault scenes in Humanoids. That was some of his first directing, uncredited. But he did all the stuff that Barbara Peters was enraged about.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
he did.
and Deathstalker really feels just like it. It's filled with just as much. He was like when Roger Corman was like, "Could we have a lot of boobs and a lot of like assault scenes?" Like he was like, "Yes, I can do that." I do like but don't like because it makes me sad. The third Creature from the Black Lagoon movie because they're human beings are horrible and they make his lungs walk where he can breathe air and give him lungs instead of gills, and then he just wants to go back into the water. It's so upsetting. Like just leave him alone, right?
It would be okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could coexist with these
Yeah.
creatures, couldn't we?
Yeah. We should be able to. I mean, but every time, like Shape of Water is the same thing. All these movies
Oh,
where
yeah.
they're just like,
Splash.
yeah, Splash, yeah, Splash 2. Yeah, just leave her alone. Let
Uh,
her eat the crab. Come on.
did you ever see the remake of She Creature?
No.
It's really good.
Mm.
There was like a couple of Corman films that were updated in the early 2000s. I don't know. I think Earth versus the Spider was one of them, and I never saw that one. But one of the other ones was She Creatures. It has an amazing monster in it, Sam. It's actually a pretty good movie. I
I
highly
love the
recommend
way
it.
the creature looks. I've never seen that.
Oh, you went and looked at it. Well, I'm gonna tell you, this was like not CGI. It wasn't.
Hmm.
There was an actual monster that they created, and there was a dancer that they put inside of it so that it moved like a snake. It's really effective.
Ooh, I will have to check it out.
But for
I'm, try-
most of for most of the movie, it's a mermaid film.
I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to remember the other mer movie that I like. Oh, Amphibian Man. That's the Russian movie. Have you ever seen that?
Amphibian Man. No, I
It,
haven't.
it played Chiller Theater actually, but I discovered it because Tarantino talked about it on his podcast, and it's like a Russian movie that came out in the U.S. and it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. But he looks human. He looks kind of like Man from Atlantis. He has the web fingers, you
Oh, I
know.
loved that about
So,
Patrick Duffy.
yeah, yeah. Becca asked, "Does Waterworld count?" He's a merman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't hate Waterworld like the rest
yeah,
of the world seems to
yeah. I loved
Waterworld.
Man from Atlantis as a kid. I was so crushed when it was canceled. Because I thought it was really cool, and I used to try to swim like him. How he had that like kind of like thing he did in the water.
What if instead of there should have been a female counterpart like
Oh
Water Woman, not
yeah.
instead of Wonder Woman, Water Woman. I think that
Well,
would have been.
Well, if it had been a big show, they would have done the same thing they did with the $6 Million Woman. Like it would have
Right.
had the spinoff, and I would have loved
Bionic
that.
Woman.
The Bionic
She
Woman,
she
yeah, I
discovered fembots.
she did.
She was the
I love
original
that show. I love
fembot.
both of those shows. I was I was so hyperactive that just when the beginning of those shows came on, I couldn't stand it. I would just run around the house screaming.
It's really that the both of those series, but especially the Bionic Woman to me
Yeah,
is more compelling because Steve Austin signed up for a life of
yeah,
adventure. Jamie Summers was roped into it. All she wanted to do was go skydiving, and the
yeah,
next thing she knows, she has robot arms and legs, and she has to be a spy.
yeah,
They force her to be a spy. I mean, that's just rude.
yeah. I love the episodes when John Saxon's like the evil cyborg. Um, how perfect it is it? More woman shows in general. Yeah. I love that in the 70s, Marvel was like, they're gonna rip off someone is gonna take our copyright for Spider-Woman and She-Hulk. So we need to make comics of them. And that's the only reason those comics were ever made. There's no She Captain America or She Thor, but
Mm-mm.
those two they got him. So but I really dig let me see, I have a couple that Slithis obviously. Um and I like all the creature ones. Encounters in the Deep and Demon in Paradise, they're kind of not as good as Humanoids from the Deep if you're going through the Corman
They're
underwater
not in it
movies.
enough. Like
No.
humanoids from the deep, you see them up close and you see them
Oh,
doing their thing. Those other monsters are just like, especially Demon of Paradise. You don't even see it.
they have great posters though. Uh, they both have great posters, but how good the poster for Humanoids, especially like the
Yeah,
monster one, like it's great. Like you're like, whatever that is, I need to see the whole movie.
it's just stunning. How could you resist something
Yeah,
like that? I couldn't.
yeah. It delivers everything that you want in it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like, I want to see monsters come up from under the ocean, go crazy at a salmon festival, and while a band's playing, like
Why not?
it gets it all. So
That's
yeah,
cinema that I can get excited about.
yeah.
Not this, elevated A24 bullshit.
If they made it, they would have a counselor speak with the humanoids and say, "Why are you so angry at women? Why can't you just be nice to them? Why can't you
Yeah.
compliment them when you see them?"
The framing device would be a therapy session. That's
Becca
good.
just said they would lose their heads in the first minute, and the movie would be about dealing with how they lost their heads.
I would have preferred it that way. Like, I would
Yeah,
have rather been prepared for the fact that
yeah,
that's the direction it was going instead of
yeah,
like this horrible tragedy. Like, it could have been like the supernatural ordinary people, but instead it was like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I didn't
not
like it.
a undersea monster, but a muck monster. I watched the Shaw Brothers movie, The Oily Maniac, this week, and that movie
Yeah.
was crazy. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh my god. It's like a kids movie, but with nonstop nudity and assault. And gore. And you're like, but everything else feels like a child's movie. It's like kind of like a combination of Swamp Thing and Toxic Avenger, but made like in 77 on a super low budget. And he has to cover himself with coconut oil to turn into the oily maniac. You'll love it.
John,
It's really good.
John Waters' early movies were like that. They were like children's films with
Yeah.
horrifying things happening in them because
Yeah.
they were like movies with the humor of a child, but there was bizarre shit going on in it.
Dan asked, "Does
You could never
tonight's drink
show them.
contain fish or tartar sauce?" It contains fish, not real fish, Swedish fish, but there are fish in tonight's drink. So
I
exciting!
could have sworn that there was this thing. You might even be able to go watch it. I haven't seen it. It was Pink Flamingos, a table reading of Pink Flamingos
Oh
by
wow!
children.
Oh
It was a bunch of like little kids sitting around saying dialogue from Pink Flamingos, and
oh my god!
obviously there was some dialogue they didn't make the kids say, but
Yeah,
um, you know, I guess I remember seeing it on TV at some point and thinking, I want to watch all of that. And then I don't know,
yeah.
it vanished.
Oh, I think we need more swamp creature movies. I love them.
Yeah. You like Curse of the Swamp Creature?
I
Someone
love it.
mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. Any movies? I guess. What's the one? There's one Bigfoot one that's kind of like it. The one Creature from Black Lake. Is that the one? That's kind of
Yeah.
swampy kind of thing. It's close, but like I like gills. I like a green creature. I like a merman kind of thing. So that's what I like. I'm easy. You have him coming out of the water, stalking a woman, swimming around the bottom of a boat where you're like, oh, is he close? Like that kind of thing. That's the cool shit. I love
How
it.
about Octoman?
Ooh, that's a good call too. An early Rick Baker movie.
Does that count? That's really not a merman,
Uh,
but sort of. There's man in the word in the
yeah, I
title.
think so. Yeah. Both Swamp Thing movies are pretty good. I like the first one a lot. I'm saying nice things about a Wes Craven movie, Bill. Alert Wes Craven's estate.
Who are
Yes.
you, and what have you done with the real Sam Panico?
I almost wore Nightmare on Elm Street tonight, and that would have been it. You like Sam is something has happened to him. So yeah,
I mean, on the outside he's Sam, but on the inside,
yeah. I'm Deadly Friend now. I've been changed like Deadly Friend. And at Thanksgiving, I'm going to smash an old lady's head with a basketball.
I think it was Becca left a plant next to your bed last night, and it
Yeah,
odd.
she's been buying a lot of them too. That's been, we're in prime plant buying season.
She got you already. She's one already, and she got you. So now I'm the one that can't sleep for the next 7
Oh,
days of my life.
yeah, exactly. You'll see Cubby go down the street with a human head. And then you'll say hi to me, and I'll be like, yeah.
Whose head would he have?
That's a great question. I don't know. Probably one. What'd you say? Probably a neighbor, Becca said.
Didn't you say that Amy was visiting soon?
She was. Yeah, she's already gone.
Maybe he would have her head.
Oh, man. Or maybe her new boyfriend's head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
It could happen.
we went to a whole bunch of beer gardens with them, and what do you call it? Like breweries. And
Beer
let me tell you,
gardens.
yeah, we went back to the 50s. I'm going to tell you, going to breweries when you're the designated driver is not fun. You get to watch other people
No.
drink, and you're like, wow, this could be fun, but it's not.
That's why God made Ubers.
I know, but we live in the sticks, Bill, and that Uber would cost a lot of money to $1,000 Uber.
Hire a limo for the night. It's cheaper.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I saw a lot of people. I saw the Pittsburgh party thing today. The ones that people pedal, they have to pedal to be on, and they drink while
I
they're there.
hate that thing.
Yeah,
That drives by work. I mean, I see that thing 2, 3 times a day sometimes, especially on the weekends. Why are they screaming? Are they
yeah. Oh,
being
yeah. We were
forced?
behind a double decker bus too. Yeah,
Oh, that drives me crazy. It's
yeah,
scary because like the double decker bus, for those of you who have never seen these in downtown Pittsburgh, they're like the roof is missing and there's an open deck on top of the bus. And
yeah,
from the street, it looks like they are dangerously close to the power lines. And I just
yeah.
keep imagining that like people are gonna bzz, bzz, bzz,
What
which
was
would be
what was that on
exciting,
that
but
float? Yeah,
that's part of the
we were in the strips. Yeah, we were in the strip, and of course, there were a lot of floats for Pride making their way through the strip. And one just
yeah.
said the call of the disco ball on it. And it had disco balls all over it, and they were just disco dancing as they went down the street.
If you don't hear the call, you don't know what they're talking about, Sam. I
Exactly,
have heard the call.
the call of the disco ball.
I heard it a
But yeah,
long time ago.
mm,
Amy Stewart, knock on wood.
yeah, we were in the strip today, and Pittsburgh's smart because they had Pride and Arts Fest, and they're like, let's get a couple other events into town too, and see how clogged up we can make downtown because nothing happens here all year. Let's make it all happen the same weekend.
Yeah,
But yeah, they did it.
nothing makes sense.
Nothing, but you know what? It's fine. Other than Becca was a little upset about the traffic, but once we figured that out, everything got good. So it all worked out.
I was able to get to work, so it didn't really inconvenience me all that much
Yeah.
personally.
Did you have like a pass, like how you have that cop get a jail free card? You're like, it's Pride, let me through, and they just let you through. As
That
straights,
doesn't
they kept us.
work.
They're like, you're not allowed in.
Well, you probably these days they'll let anyone in. That's
Yeah,
the way it used to be in the past.
yeah. You know what? We should make a horror movie about one of those steel pedaled bicycle bars where it gets pedaled down the wrong street, and then they scream for a good reason. I was telling Bill before this started, we never liked new movies. We watched the first Omen the other night. Bill, I gotta tell you, it has two things that you're gonna love. It had beyond having a ton of Suspiria and possession, it has so much screaming. It is like
Ah,
there's a couple scenes with like literally 10 minutes straight of just screaming. And I was like, they did it. They did it. They like what could make this happen? Also, there's like a lot of like female nuns being a little too interested in each other. Pretty fun. I was very pleased with the movie. It was way better than it had any right to be. Like, I'm like, if you told me, like, what if we made a prequel to The Omen? I'm like, well, there's no reason for that. Strangely, there is. I loved it. It's got a jackal in it, and it's got ties to the other movies. Oh man, it's. I'm really excited for you to see it because I think you're gonna like it.
it's not all about Holly Palance, is it?
No,
About,
it has some
about her
ties
character
to.
and why she jumped out the window and why she
No, but
sacrificed
there's an
herself.
even crazier jump out the window in this that is mind blowing. Like, and you also get to see the person after, uh, and like it's really gory. There's a birth scene in
Oh,
it
yuck.
that literally has a spoiler warning: a demonic hand come out of a vagina, and they're like, we fought for like 8 tries to get that into an R rating. I don't know how they did it because it's really upsetting. It's got some really upsetting gore in it in a good way, and good actors. I dug it. I had a lot of fun. So I at the end of it, I looked at Becca. She's like, "Yeah, I can't believe how good that was." But the possession scene is literally the whole screaming in the subway scene from Possession. Like it's way in there, and there's enough like Suspiria stuff where you're like, "Oh, like this is like not ripping it off. This is like someone that really likes it." The same guy who did it did one of the Channel Zero shows, which I really dug. Butcher's Block, the show that was on Sci-Fi, and I really like his style of directing. So this just continues it. So pretty exciting.
See, we don't hate new movies,
I'm also
right?
willing to give the next Exorcist a chance because Mike Flanagan's doing it. The guy who did what do you call it? House of Usher on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
And they said you can do anything you want. So yeah, pretty exciting.
Well, I
Frank
want
has a
an
great idea
Exorcist
for the
2,
bar bike
like,
movie.
freak out.
Yeah. Frank said he has an idea for the bar bike movie. They have to keep pedaling or it will explode. Will Dennis Hopper be driving it? Yeah,
It's
Speed
just,
3. Speed 3. We still got uh Sandy Bullock. She can do it, you know? Becca loves Speed 2, by the way. That's I'm gonna one of the only people, but it's a 2. She loves 2s. And
I
I
never
watched
saw
Speed 2's.
Speed.
It's on a boat. And she dates another cop, not Keanu Reeves. They didn't make it, but she's dating another cop. Who? Jason Patrick.
Oh,
Yeah. Jason Patrick.
why didn't they make it? What was wrong with Keanu Reeves?
Oh yeah,
Come
there's
on.
slugs in it, a deaf girl. There's a lot going on, Bill. I think you'll dig it. Is it as good as the net too? Yeah, it is.
The net. God, her acting was so real.
That movie taught me that you can order a pizza off the internet. Like when that happened in that movie, I'm like, this will never fucking happen. Now it's happening. I get my phone.
You
Yeah.
never even imagined that you'd be doing that on a telephone. Well, what
No, I was
used to
like,
be a
what? This is
telephone.
too much pizza on the computer. No. And they're like, but what if we do it on your phone? And it's not on your phone, it's on an app. And I'm like, Domino's, you crazy bastards, you've done it. Now Pizza Hut has burgers. What's going on, Bill? This is mind blowing. Oh, but there you go. The one thing
So,
this movie tonight doesn't have, Bill, it does not have its own fan club like Slithers.
no, they didn't go all out on this. And this was a much, Slithis was low budget too.
Yeah.
But, I think this one probably had a lower budget than Slithis, or at least it had people working on it that didn't know as much as the people that made Slithis. Not that
No.
that's a fantastic achievement, but Zaat. Well, plus Zaat was made in 71,
Yeah.
which is this is another one of those cases where, like, when we get into the ads, I'll tell you more about this, but everywhere online that you look up this movie, it'll say 1971 in parentheses. There's nowhere that this movie came out in 1971. I think they were just making it in 71 at that point. But I tried really hard to find ads or any kind of record of this movie playing, and I didn't until late 1972. That was the first time I can confirm that this movie played theatrically. And the good news is it continued to play theatrically throughout the 1970s and even into the 80s.
This feels like one of those movies that was in drive-ins forever. Like, no matter what it cost, they made their money back on this movie. Do you know what I mean? Like it played,
yeah.
It played that much.
I mean, as long as they got paid every time this movie showed, which they didn't, but
there's something going on in the chat I'd like to call out real quick, Bill. I want to do an episode where Becca and Mike Justice just watch The Net together and talk about how much they love The Net. I think those two would be dangerous together. She needs to take him to D's and then get drunk and then they'll watch The Net together.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I want Mike Justice to come back to Pittsburgh.
Oh, me too.
I love everyone that comes to visit, but Mike said he was going to come to Pittsburgh several times and then it never ended up happening. So it was like frustration. Finally, Mike Justice got here to Pittsburgh.
I sent Mike the craziest thing I saw today. There's a Basic Instinct comic book now. A 4-issue miniseries that's a new Basic Instinct story. There's also a Fog and an American Psycho series. But as soon as I saw it in the store, I went, click, and sent it to Mike like in the store. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was so excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. A Basic Instinct comic. I mean, was there any indication as to what it was about?
It's like a whole new story. Like after the second, I don't know if the second film is thrown out or not.
Is that canon?
Yeah. I also know that Mike loves Basic Instinct too as well. So
so do I. I love Basic Instinct too. I don't know what everyone's problem is with it.
For someone that hates sequels, that's a big thing for you to love Basic Instinct too.
I know, yeah.
I want more of her world. An HBO series, give it to me.
Just get over this fear of Basic Instinct, people. Yeah. It's okay.
Like I have the old Basic Instinct DVD that came with an ice pick. Do you remember that edition? It was like a clear ice case. And sometimes I think like, man, we were better ones. That my Basic Instinct could come with an ice pick.
Sharon Stone is going to do Basic Instinct 3, where she's this sexually voracious cougar. And she's stabbing people with ice picks. She's driving down the street in their Ferrari at crazy speeds. She's
having sex with dudes while she's driving her car.
Yeah, she's going in the hot tub and flashing. Everyone talked that up, that she did a full frontal in it, where it really was not that explicit though. It was just a brief flash. I don't even think if you paused it, you could see anything.
Also, I would like to apologize for not referring to Basic Instinct by its full title, Basic Instinct 2: Risk Addiction. Which is please use the full title. It's hard when you mention it several times on the show.
There is one thing I don't like about Basic Instinct 2, and that's
Risk Addiction.
I liked the ending of the movie until I read the alternate ending that they had intended to use, and that was better. And I was like, why didn't they do that? Like
the same thing is what's the other one with Billy Baldwin in her? What's the one with in the apartment building with him?
Slither.
Yeah, the original ending, they like fly a helicopter into a volcano. That's the ending I want.
Should have been.
But man, what can you do?
Sliver. That was a terrible movie.
Oh, it's horrible, but I love it. I'm a fan of all these movies where Michael Douglas is a jerk. That's a whole genre in and out of itself where he's like a jerk. He's going on to into virtual reality to try to stop his old lover. Like they're all great. Let's bring them all on. We'll do that's a whole sub show. That's like a Wednesday afternoon. We'll do like a dialing for dollars kind of show. like an old
Wow.
UHF show. Yeah.
We haven't been on in the afternoon since Linda Gillen was on.
Yeah.
Remember? That
Imagine
was
we
a
did like
matinee.
a weekday afternoon show and we were just like, hey, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. Welcome to the dollar movie. Yeah. Basic Instinct 3 Elementary Predisposition.
By the way, I haven't mentioned yet, if you want to sponsor an episode of the Drive-In Asylum double feature, you may, and we'll put your name in the credits. Nobody did it, so there was nothing in it this week. But next week on our intro and in our end credits, you could see your name in lights. Just send a small donation of any dollar value via PayPal to groovydoom@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And voila.
Low is $300. That's where it starts. No, I mean $1.
A dollar would be fine.
$1 would be fine.
$1, $5,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's some ads. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to talk about before we look at the ads. We'll hide this for a second. I picked up a copy of this book written by my buddy Dave Koenig. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Dave K is how we all know him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's a fantastic dude. He's been writing as he's a fiend on film was his blog. I think he had a blog called that. Anyway, he has this book out, Lowest Common Denominator. It's like a Leonard Maltin style, book, which is like little capsule reviews of so many movies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Perfect reading, especially for the reading room.
Yeah. Also, I want to show off my Zaat Blu-ray.
Ooh.
It's missing when I got it used. It's missing. I'm supposed to have a postcard, but it has the television spots and even outtakes. Yes, they did take stuff out, and it has a radio interview with the director from when the movie came out. How about that?
That is awesome. That's rare.
Yeah, and it's transferred from 35 millimeter. Yeah, this is out of print, so I'm pretty excited. I got it at the exchange for $9, which I'm sure now it would be much more.
I wish I had jumped on that when I could have. That's another one that just slipped through my fingers.
As soon as you buy one off eBay, Vinegar Syndrome's going to put it out. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm waiting on. I'm like, okay, someone's got to put another issue of Zaat out to the 4K restoration.
Yeah, it comes with it's all slimy inside. It has slime inside holding your disc. Zaat slime.
Everybody's in on the fun this weekend. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. We got 42 viewers.
Holy
right
cow.
now
For a late movie.
Yeah, for little old us.
Wow.
And oh, by the way, if you haven't done so yet, please like the video, share the video if you're feeling really generous, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
And then you'll tell a friend, and they'll tell a friend. We can do it all the screens, Bill. We'll just build all our screens up, and they'll tell
like
a friend.
That shampoo commercial.
Yeah. Or if you watched Wayne's World, I'm sure people have watched Wayne's World today. They're like, "What is even that joke?" Yeah, well,
there's a lot of jokes that people aren't going to get anymore.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah,
every generation feels it slipping away, right?
Yeah.
Hey, check out Zaat playing in Tampa, which was, I think, where it was filmed in November of 1972. And look what else is at the same theater with it.
Ooh. I'm loading up the screen. My screen is not
sorry, it's Scream Bloody Murder.
Yes, I got it up now on my phone. Ooh, I'm excited about Elvis on tour too, though. I mean, that's pretty wild. And Scream Bloody Murder, and which Scream Bloody Murder is that, though, Bill?
It's My Brother Has Bad Dreams.
Oh man.
Yeah, this was they four-walled it for 4 weeks in Tampa, which is pretty amazing. I want to know who was going there even after the first night.
I love that Zaat has the most metal ad. Man or beast, Zaat is death. It's not man or beast, it's
Dun.
death. It's man or fish or devil. Man, this ad, if you don't want to watch this tonight after looking at this ad, and nobody is allowed to come in during the last 5 minutes. Stay outside, asshole. Like you're not allowed.
Yeah, this is just tremendous. This is one of my favorite ads for the entire thing.
Yeah.
I think the ad campaign that they ended up going with, which was this, it's a little too comic book. It makes it look like a cartoon character.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, that tagline, it would take an atom bomb to wipe out the walking catfish, and they got a specialist for the Florida Game Commission to say it.
Vernon Ogilvy,
Yeah. This one
direct.
even extends it. They're like, look, 15 minutes. I don't care if it costs you 49 cents, kid. You're not getting in.
15 minutes is a pretty significant portion of any movie.
Yeah. I'm here to tell you that if you paid your money, they'll let you in anytime you want to come in.
Maybe they hoped that it would sound like a Hitchcock film if they did that.
Yeah. Ooh.
Here's a
Wow.
contemporary of Zaat, The Poseidon Adventure.
It's like, wow, a movie with a huge cast and a lot of money. And that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but the cremators, though. How about that?
I know. Frankenstein created woman.
What's the
And the
Mummy's
Mummy's
Shroud?
Shroud.
I've never seen the Mummy's Shroud.
Oh, that's another. Isn't that a hammer?
I
think
think
that's
I've just never seen it. I like that Zat's in the middle of this. Like Zaat has uh the biggest presence. Bigger than Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Here's something that I want to remember to mention before I forget. The monster, you can tell the design has this snout, and it was supposed to be a leech type creature that sucked the blood out of its victims.
Oh,
It doesn't do that.
no. Is that his death though? Oh my god. Bill, this is a Bill double feature here.
A Bill double feature. What about a Sam double
It's a
feature?
Sam double feature too. I love the Death Master. I
I
can't
know
lie.
you do.
Yeah. And that Green Acres Drive-In font is magical. How great is that?
I stole that for the Groovy
Oh,
Doom page on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yep. Oh man. Zat even the logo's bloody. I mean, you gotta love Zat.
It looks like that doctor in the upper left
Yeah.
is shouting into a megaphone, but
Yeah.
really he's pouring liquid from a beaker.
Yeah, he's teaching kids that you can use cans with a string to communicate with Zat.
Or it's like one of those party noisemakers that you
Oh
blow
yeah.
into. That's more like it.
He's got a Mr. Microphone. He's like, we'll be back to pick you ladies up later.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later. And then the girl sitting next to him punches him in the shoulder when he says that.
Oh, Mr. Microphone.
A monster's in town.
It is.
A
A
creature
monster. Oh, a monsters is. Okay.
Uh-huh. A creature
Wow.
like you've never seen before. Well, actually, okay, maybe you have seen one like this before. It's okay.
Also, a new screen adventure to delight all the world. Living free.
Living free.
It looks like somebody's riding a hot dog above that. I don't know what's going on above living free.
It's a
Maybe it's just
walking catfish and it's
oh,
eating
okay. It just looks
somebody.
to me, it was like a woman riding a hot dog, but I also look at clouds and see things.
Well, that was another part of the movie that got cut out
Mm.
or maybe they didn't even film it. No, they did film it, but they didn't like the special effects. It was way too hokey, if you can believe it. There were supposed to be giant catfish that came out of the water and ate people.
As you're watching this, realize that there was something too hokey that didn't make it into the movie because there's some scenes where
Yeah.
you can see Zat wearing tennis shoes. If you look close enough, he has tennis shoes on.
Well, in their defense,
Yeah.
okay, they never expected anybody to be watching this in high def.
Yeah.
And they just figured, this is going to play drive-ins and people aren't even going to notice it.
Yeah, but I would like Nike to make special Zats. Ooh, wow, Bill, this whole
Yeah.
night, yeah. I mean, first I was like, wow, the female response in Zat, that's pretty cool. But then I saw Bigfoot beneath it, and I was like, well, yeah,
Yeah, it's a big idea to get used to say
it's
the least.
Showtown USA. It's Showtown. If you hear a theater called Showtown USA, you're like, I'm getting something here.
Well, okay, yeah, you could either see the female response in Helga, which is
Ooh,
Helga, when you polish the floor, you have to move the tree. Helga, I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at the dirt. Or you could see Zad and Bigfoot. How awesome of a time was that to be
oh,
alive?
it's a rough pick, but I really think Zat and Bigfoot. You
Hmm.
know what they should have done, Bill? And I'm not telling the drive-ins of the past. Abby and Zat, everything from A to Z. Come on, like, wouldn't that be a great night?
Wow, that could only come from a marketing genius, Sam.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know about genius, madman maybe, but not genius.
Same thing.
Yeah. Ooh, the Strand Theater downtown. That ad's crazy. It
Yeah,
looks
see here
more
we have
like
a close up. There's a
yeah.
close up of the catfish eating the
It looks like
porthole
a
form.
cat in this ad, like how blobby it got. The also the pattern in this, Bill, is wonderful. That the dot pattern it
Yeah,
does things. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you I love it.
good because I want to know.
What you're
Okay,
thinking. Oh,
so here's the alternate title, or at least one of them. There were many,
yeah.
but obviously this one was the Blood Waters of Dr. Z.
Whoa. Everything's playing with this movie. This is like Florida Night at the Movies.
Yeah, and talk about an awesome retitle. How about that
Yeah.
second feature, House of Crazies? Hmm?
Is that Don't Look in the Basement?
No, that's Asylum.
Wow. And Tourist Trap and Slithis?
Right, another guy in a suit movie,
Oh
Slithis.
my God. What? I mean, also, the fact that they got the typewriter out for some of this ad is great. Your
That's
invitation to a moonlight swim where fear ends and madness begins. Great. Everything about this ad is just great.
These ones
I
are a
have to
little out of order. This is
yeah,
obviously from '79, but
yeah.
the first time that Blood Waters of Dr. Z made its debut was '74, I believe, is when they
Wow.
started using that title.
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
tell you, when I think about tag-ons I love, every year Young People Disappears up there. That's such an evil tag-on, and it's so great. Oh,
Every year it happens, Sam.
every year, and it's kept happening. A polite warning: this house is not a home. It's a house of crazies. Dynamite. Wow, I've never saw that card for that, Bill. That is amazing
What card?
for the House of Crazies for Asylum.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, we did it on the show, so I'm sure I
I
showed it to you.
I've probably had a few concussions since then.
Well, this was obviously from the late '70s. Hopefully, there's an early '70s one in here somewhere with this title.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
oh, but Lady Frankenstein with it? Come on,
Uh-huh.
come on.
Okay. Isn't that
I love it.
that's really getting you turned on,
Yeah, I
isn't
mean,
it?
this is I don't know if I could do any more than this. This is it. I mean, that's great. You're like, oh, Bloodwater's Doctor Caesar, and then Lady Frankenstein starts. You're like, oh my god, this movie, it's insane. This movie, I love it.
How is this rated PG? It's so violent.
Yeah,
Not.
not. Lady Frankenstein's not PG either, though. I mean, it goes the other
No.
direction.
That
Yeah,
really was rated R.
yeah. Wow, the real Bruce Lee too. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
with Bruce Lee. Oh, I like Tourist Trap playing with this. That's a good double feature.
Yeah. This movie needed a second feature like Tourist Trap, didn't it?
Yeah, it needs, and you got to play this first. You can't play Tourist Trap first, and then you're like, that's a like I drink your blood kind of problem to have.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I put the wrong ad in this gallery.
Ah.
Let's look at it anyway, though.
Yeah. Oh
Notice, may
man.
I draw your attention to Nurse Sherry and Tower of Evil playing together,
Oh, I
which
was
is
I was seeing above Super Vixens and Cherry Harry and Raquel, which are two movies that have some of the same characters but in backwards order. But that's a Russ Meyer double feature, so I love that. The Tempter, instead, the alternate title of what do you call it? Plan. Wow.
the
The
Antichrist.
Antichrist. Cheerleaders, Beach Party, and Swinging Cheerleaders. Love it. Up and Smoking Easy Rider is kind of crazy.
I could see it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Wow. Sergeant Pepper and American Graffiti. I would go to that, right?
I was waiting for you to find that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see Sergeant Pepper. And tonight, an adult drive-in night. Enter the Dragon still playing. What year is this? This is like 79, 78?
This is oh god.
Sergeant
79.
Pepper. Say yeah, Sergeant Pepper 78. This is like, that's crazy. Enter the Dragon must have played again, just like this movie for how many years, like decades after. And always, man, I love those ads so much. Uh, this one definitely looks more Creature from the Black Lagoon than the other ads.
It looks like a head of lettuce.
Okay, I'm glass half full, not half empty on it, but okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a head of lettuce.
Yeah,
Yeah, not that that's a bad thing. We
yeah.
need more lettuce monsters.
Roger asks, "Is Tower of Evil Beyond the Fog?"
That is, yeah.
Wow.
Another title for, by then, that was an independent international Sam Sherman
Yeah,
release, Nurse Sherry. So that
yeah.
was
And I
another
saw Nurse
independent.
Sherry on another one too playing, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dear Dead Delilah is the only Nightmare Theater movie made in the U.S. of that package, and that played theaters.
It belonged in that company, though, wouldn't you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, I definitely think it did.
I
Wow,
still have never seen Night of Bloody Horror.
me either. I
Joy
like this.
Hauk, I
Yeah,
think, is the name of the
yeah.
director.
This ad's really great though. Wow.
Well, I mean, it asks a good question. How much shock can you stand? I
I
think
think
you could
three
probably stand.
movies, 3 movies worth. Would you say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
just three.
asking too much. You could
No.
stand a lot of shock, Sam.
Yeah,
Everybody knows.
yeah. I'm the shock master. Whoa, human duplicators. Whoa.
Well, this was when it was on
Yeah,
Elvira for the first
yeah.
time. This was in 1984, where she did it on TV as Blood Waters of Dr. Z. And then it came out on video. Thriller Video put it out with Elvira's commentary, I believe,
Wow.
as Attack of the Swamp Creature.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I couldn't find any, visual representation of anybody using that title for this movie. So
And you have a VHS of this too, correct? Maybe.
I do. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can find it in the
Yeah.
basement in between while it's playing.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, this movie got around. What are some of the other titles? I know you wanted to mention some
I
of
have,
those.
let me see what I have listed in my little write up here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna load it.
Hydra is the one that I have it on video
Hydra
at.
was the one. I have Attack of the Swamp Creatures, Bloodwaters of Dr. Z, yeah, and Attack of the Swamp. Those are the ones I have. Hydra is the one that I like because I'm like, Hydra doesn't really say. Bloodwaters of Dr. Z is probably, I like Zaat, but Bloodwaters of Dr. Z sounds like, wow, this is something's gonna happen. Like, what kind of movie is it? Is it a Euro spy movie? Is it something? Hydra's just kind of like, yeah, all right. Like it's not really a Hydra.
Hydra is another alternate title that was used on home video for the sea serpent,
That makes
Amando
sense.
de Astorios. Yeah, it kind of fits that movie
When are
better
we
than
showing that? Because I love that movie. We gotta show.
it's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. It's gonna be a double bathtub night. We're gonna show two movies that have a bathtub special effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's another movie with a bathtub special that's
The
not directed by Amando de
I was
Astorios?
gonna say I don't know because he's the king of it. I love the end. It's like, is that a cruise ship or is that just a ship in a bathtub? Yeah. I'll have to think through
I love when
some.
the ghost galleon goes up in flames,
That's what I mean.
and
Yeah.
it's like the flames are from the bottom of the ship all the way to the top of the sail. And you're like, wait a minute, that's a gigantic fire.
I know we've talked about it before, but the idea of the ghost galleon is insane. That a sporting goods store is getting models to get close to a ghost. Like the plot is like, yeah, but and then you're like, you know what? But look, it's all about girls in bikinis getting menaced by undead Knights Templar. And when you say it that way,
Skeleton.
yeah, we want to see female flesh caressed by skeletal hands. That's why we're coming to see these movies, right? And we want to see them ride horses or show up in a boat. We want to hear their weird song, like that's why we're here. But I love that it's like, boy, and I love that movie does maybe in spite of itself is very dreamlike, where it's like they're in the water and then the music and it's just like it just is hypnotizing. It's pretty rad. I love all Blind Dead movies.
Their song, the one they're chanting, sounds like what a person might uh, chant to themselves while they're cleaning up at a nursing home.
Yeah.
It sounds like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
yeah."
I love seeing them come out riding on horses. I think when they come out on horses and that music's playing, I'm like, this is cinema. They've done it, whatever it is. Uh, I have nothing bad to say about the Blind Dead ever. Even when they become Planet of the Apes ripoffs, I'm fine with that too.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part of Blind Dead history is
Yeah,
when it became another chapter in the Planet of the Apes series somehow.
yeah. Oh,
It could happen.
you know what I mean? I'm all for it.
I believe in the Blind Dead.
Dude, we need a big budget. We've never had a big budget Blind Dead movie first. Let's say that first.
No.
They've all been the budget's been minuscule, but could you imagine a big budget Blind Dead movie just filled with whole cities of the Blind Dead and oh, but it would still be the same idea. It would still like inevitably it gets down to why we're here for the Blind Dead movie. It's a Victoria's Secret fashion show that's in the village where the Blind Dead were killed. And as they're doing the fashion show, the angels come down the walkway and we hear, oh, and they come out on their horses. I mean, and I'm here.
You call that fashion? Bleh.
Bleh. The whole thing will be dubbed too. Like, wait, why don't you shoot it in English? We like the dub stuff. We're trying to make it the old-fashioned way. Hey, look, it's a snout nose. He looks a lot like the ET from that one movie that Severin put out. What's that one? The Jean-Pierre Simon movie, the ET ripoff that he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it called oh, I can see it. They even made it look like it was Elliot.
Yeah, I have it, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, but it looks a lot like that creature, whose name's Trumpy, by the way, in the movie, which I find inordinately humorous.
No comment.
Yeah, but let's have a Zaat drink. What's in it? What's it about?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Oh, my favorite graphic.
That it's Dr. C.
What's up, Dr. C?
Said not much.
Hey, get ready to make the swamp catfish with me. This is from Zaat. And we had some homework for this one. If you did it, if you didn't, that's cool too. They used to sell Swedish fish vodka. You can make it yourself by taking several Swedish fish, put them in vodka for a day or so, and they will leach out the flavor. Now they look like the fish.
Now they look like they're dead.
Don't they look like the fish that got destroyed in Prophecy?
Mm-hmm.
Like the bear came up and he's like, "They're killing my fish." I wonder what they taste like. Are they infused? Maybe, huh? They sure are. I do like the gills. Anyway, here's what we got. 1.5 ounce Swedish fish infused vodka. 0.75 ounce Chambord. It's back. 2 ounces cranberry juice. The last day it's good. 1/2 ounce watermelon juice. Lemon juice, not watermelon.
Watermelon.
Wow. Watermelon sugar. Lemon juice. 1/2 ounce lime juice. 0.25 ounce simple syrup. 0.25 ounce grenadine. You got more Swedish fish, throw them in the thing and they'll swim around. Put it together.
It's not a green drink.
It is not. It's the blood waters of Dr. C. It is the swamp catfish. Should I put some fish in it?
Start it first.
I think I should put some of the regular fish in it because they taste better than those.
Just drink it, maybe.
No, I'll put a fish in. Oh, fishy, fishy. I couldn't find red goldfish, so these
Well,
are.
no, I bought those because I thought you'd like the other flavor.
Yeah, Swedish Fish and Friends. Oh, the environment's getting so bad. Look at the environment. Even sea turtles are having trouble. All right. Let's see them swimming around in that little drink. As we'll stir it again. It'll be like a Sharknado, but maybe better. Or maybe they'll just go down to the bottom of it. They just die in the bottom. Well, they're down there at the bottom for you whenever you're done drinking. If you want a treat, they're down there. Anyway. Or anyway. Pazuzu. It's late. Swamp catfish. That is a good drink. I've done it. We got some different flavors. I've heard the Swedish fish are the flavor of lingonberry. Or lagenberry, however you say it. It's like you're at IKEA. This is like IKEA in a glass. Let's enjoy a movie made in the swamps. Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. You've got Liquid Death tonight.
I have Dead Billionaire. Liquid Death. Ask for it
Get
by
out.
name. Available at Target. Trying to get sponsored. So every little bit helps.
Well, I didn't make your dead fish,
Oh,
but I did actually have a little boozy this week. It's just rum and Coke with a little teensy weensy bit of vodka in it. So
you got
Pazuzu.
Pac-Man fever is what you got.
Mhm.
Driving you crazy.
I'm going out of my mind. I got a callus on my finger and my shoulder's hurting too.
Oh, Buckner and Garcia. Did you ever listen to the rest of the video game songs they did?
Yeah, I had the whole album, or someone
they
I knew
did
did.
They did a Frogger song. I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pop your magic wang or froggy. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Also advertising guys. They were copywriters. And
I
got
think you
excited-
told me that.
Yeah, they got excited about video games and wrote an album. So's what's his name? C.B. McCall, the guy who wrote Convoy, also a copywriter.
Ashley Vale is celebrating with a Rolling Rock. Right
Oh.
on, Ashley Vale. I love Rolling Rock. An unapologetic Rolling Rock fan. And you know I hate beer if I like Rolling
Yeah.
Rock. I'm not so crazy about it now that it's not actually made in the glass-lined tanks of old
Yeah.
Latrobe, but I can pretend anyway.
Yeah. You're not gonna have an Iron City mango?
Mm-mm. It sounds so gross.
It is the only grosser thing is the Turner Tea shandy that they have now. I can't think of anything more Pittsburgh than that, though.
Beer is something I never had a taste for.
Oh,
And I've been known to drink liquor that might as well be gasoline, but beer is just sort of like, Ryan Clark used to try and get me to drink Guinness.
oh wow,
All that
Ooh,
time.
no.
I can't tolerate it.
I don't like Guinness. I like just like regular. I just like beer.
I know you're a big beer fan.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with liking beer. I just don't
Yeah.
like it.
Matt says that Iron City Mango is his favorite Kiss album. Well, all right. I hear you people in Steel City like
All
Iron
right.
City Mango. All right.
How many of you like to take a taste of alcohol?
I hear you like talking to some people backstage. Like I like these conversations that happen. Yeah, you like tequila sunrise.
Like he was backstage in the green room, and someone's like, "Hey, man, there's a lot of people out there that like to drink vodka and orange juice."
He's like, huh. And someone's like, nah, Paul, it's tequila sunrise. And he's like, what if I introduce cold gin with this tonight? And they're like, but he didn't say, like, what if I introduce cold gin like this tonight? And they said, Paul, you're a genius. Get out there, Star Child.
I don't understand. Aren't Paul and Gene teetotalers?
Yeah.
That was just sort of like, baloney
Well,
talking.
they had them, and everybody else was like did the drugs for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Getting in
I don't
that
know.
New
I
York
want to
groove.
believe it. I mean, I guess it's true, but
Yeah.
Ace and Peter didn't turn out so good with the drugs.
No, they didn't. But I love them. I love the idea of them. How about that? I don't know if I love them. I love the idea.
Kiss,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I
don't
want
know. They're not
Kiss
like
of
my
what I
favorite.
yeah, but I like the idea of it. It's cool, right? I don't have to love it. I do love
It
it.
was better in the 70s.
Yeah. I like the first couple albums also, like, some of the songs like Christine 16, you're like, "Ugh," you know?
I liked 80s hair metal Kiss too.
Yeah.
Look It Up is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great album.
Yeah, I like it. I was excited when they took the makeup off. It was a big deal. It's all people can talk about in school. The
Yeah, that was
kids
kind of like a luchador going out without his
Yeah.
mask, wasn't it?
Yeah, it totally was. They're like, "Did Kiss lose a mascara contra mascara match?" No. Kiss voluntarily unmasked. Come on. I
Well,
think
then
they
they
should have
put it
had to
back
lose a
on.
match to Foghat or something. Like Foghat puts their hair up against Kiss's face paint, and that's what happens. I don't know why Foghat. I like saying that.
Yeah, Foghat, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, but who knows? Yeah. Before we start, is this anybody's first time with Zat? Are you a Zat virgin? Let us know in the chat if you've never been touched by the blood waters of Dr. Z before. I'm intrigued.
This movie has been known to put people to sleep.
Oh, good thing we picked it as a late one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Becca said it's working because she's sleeping already. She's sleeping on the couch, half awake. So there you go. Hey, teaser for next week's movie. It's a party movie. Got a big party in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big affair.
Yeah. Some people are partying, some people are not. But a lot of people are partying. That's my tease for next week's movie. Next week, just one movie again at 11 o'clock. But it's a good one. It's a real good one. I would say it's a fancy one next week. It's a solid movie. It's not Tenebrae. We already showed Tenebrae. But if we could show a movie again, I don't need an excuse to watch it again. I'll watch it anytime.
Is that a party movie?
I don't think it's a party movie.
Tenebrae?
No. It's not next
Wonder
week.
why
Is not
Eldon thought it was that.
I don't know, but if he thinks that's a party movie, cool. It's not Bachelor Party. That'd be great for like, hey, next week we're showing Bachelor Party. Fuck you guys. I know you're expecting a horror movie.
House party with kid and play.
Yeah. Next week we're showing Hard Bodies. And you're gonna love it. No, it's not. It's not Killer Party. It's not House on Sorority Row. It is we're not gonna give any more hints, right? We've shown Demons and Demons too. It's not either Demons movie either.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to see it again too, Alden. But yeah, we're there's a lot of movies Bill and I haven't got to yet, so we're gonna try to get to those ones.
Otherwise, we wouldn't do the show anymore. So
Yeah.
there has to be some good stuff you save for later, right?
Yeah, exactly. But this one's real good. I would say this is one of the classier one, a classiest party movie we've ever shown.
Truth.
Yeah.
Even though in its day it was probably looked down on.
Yeah. But today, a classy movie. Today, considered class.
In retrospect, yeah, this movie's reputation became a lot better.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
There's a lot of first timers for Zaat, which is very exciting. You know, if you like Octoman, if you like Bog, if you like Larry Buchanan's fabulous Curse of the Swamp Creature, it eluded me there for a second.
Yeah.
You're gonna love Zaat. And if you don't
Yeah.
like those movies, well, you know, you'll have lots to say in the chat when we come back, I'm sure.
Maybe set an alarm. If you feel a little tired,
Yeah.
maybe set an alarm so you can come back and watch watch the second half with us, where we'll get into some stuff.
It's not. Thank you, Thomas Ellison. He says, I don't
Yeah.
come here looking for class.
No.
Sometimes you get class just, you know, by accident, though.
Yeah.
We're not going to ruin our cred or anything. You know, this
No.
isn't going to be eyes wide shut.
No. They'll be like, this. I don't think any of these movies we've ever shown are nominated for anything. You know?
Hey, Gio from Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
From one of the stomping grounds of Hallmark releasing.
Ooh.
They screened a lot of stuff in Lowell under alternate titles, like Don't Look in the Basement, I think played Lowell as the Snake Pit.
Ooh.
Which is pretty amazing. And that was even before it was called Don't Look in the Basement. And I think that's the only ad for that movie that has an alternate ad campaign where it's just like a stark black image. And also they got like Don't Open the Window was called it wasn't even Breakfast at Manchester Morgue. It was one of the other obscure titles. They did that a lot in like Lowell, Pittsfield. It was an exciting time to be alive, as we've said several times in the program.
Speaking of alternate titles, thanks to Mark for the awesome pig shirt that he made for us.
I almost wore that same shirt.
Yes, I'm wearing my pig shirt tonight, in case you're wondering. And nice shirt, Bill, with the Dead or Alive. And it looks like we got a couple people from the Lowell area. Congratulations. Wow, we're hitting all the states. How about that?
Yeah.
We need to have a state board so we can show you where you live. We're like, oh, look, we have a fan here, and we'll put pins in it.
Lomo, I believe that is Laura Montero.
Ah.
I could be wrong, though. So, but I know Laura is from that area. She's the one that went to the Freudstein mansion.
Oh, wow. I don't know what I do there. I go crazy.
I mean, lots of people have gone there, but you know, like she went and she took a picture of a drive-in ASYLUM coaster.
It's also the ghost house too from
yes,
the first one. Yeah.
Ghost house.
Mike also said if you're a fan of those classic Sounds of Horror LPs and cassettes, you'll love Zaat because it's the greatest hit collection of stock sound effects and library music. Yep, pretty rad.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, I'm sure. And we hope you'll still be awake afterwards and come back for our second segment, which is really the... Oh, the link is on Facebook, on the Groovy Doom Facebook page, or you can just watch it on YouTube. I think I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.